23 minutes after the hour of 6 o'clock. Yes, Barry.
You see, Gladys, since I have been on your program, I have been receiving a number of phone calls, a number of inbox messages, and some of it is people trying to question, why am I with you? Because you are paid sellout agent, that is what they're telling me. Yeah. And they know that I have my issue, but now is not the time for that. I want to tell you all something. Those of you who have been making those phone calls and who have been trying to engage me in conversations, I'm really not interested in hearing you. You're wasting your time. If that is the angle you're going to take, so be it. But the truth, I find it should even raise that on here. The truth must be told. Yeah. The truth must be told. You will hate me today, but you will love me tomorrow for speaking the truth.
I find that should not even be an issue at all. Yeah. Anyway. And let me go straight into my editorial. A 44-year-old man who claims to be a teacher was denied bail yesterday. Now I'm giving you people an edited version of what I'm reading here. I wouldn't be calling any names, but I'll just be giving you an edited version here in my editorial. A 44-year-old man who claims that he is a teacher was denied bail yesterday. He appeared in court on 91 sexual offenses against a 15-year-old girl. The person was charged with 81 charges of rape against the teen. 5 additional charges of grievous sexual assault and 5 other sexual offenses against a minor. According to the offense, it is alleged that on a particular date, in a certain location in Trinidad and Tobago, the accused was held for sex offenses. That person was scheduled to appear before a magistrate court. That is one issue here. Yesterday, I read about 4 teenage boys who raped a teenage girl. According to the story, a teenage girl was reportedly gang raped on Friday by 4 male teenagers. Police reports are that the 14-year-old girl was standing near the shoreline of Hatter's Panyard in San Fernando after 6 p.m. when she was attacked. She was dragged onto the beach and the teenagers took turns of raping her. The girl then made a report to the San Fernando police station. She was taken to the San Fernando General Hospital where she was medically examined. And it was confirmed that she had been sexually assaulted. Item number 2. A 50-year-old man was yesterday denied bail. Now, I'm not going to tell you of the dates because these are ongoing cases, but I'm telling you what was reported in the newspapers. Let me go and pay some bills, and I'm coming back to you people. I'm coming back. This is a very important editorial. Three minutes going up to the hour 7 o'clock. A 50-year-old man was yesterday denied bail. Now, let me just remind our listening audience, I'm quoting reported stories in the newspapers. I would not mention names or give descriptions or go into much details. When he appeared in court charged with 11 counts of sexual assault on 4 persons between the age of 5 and 16 years. 5 and 16 years. A person from Tobago will appear before Scarborough Magistrate Court charged with having sexual intercourse with a minor. According to police reports, the minor was under the age of 16 years. That person will be facing 12 charges of unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor. An adult was held and put in police custody for allegedly sexually assaulting an 18-year-old girl who was seeking psychotherapy. According to police report, the teenager of a certain district went to an institute seeking psychotherapy for physical ailment. She told the police that the person saw at the institute and told her he had to give her a vaginal examination. This teacher told the girl who was seeking psychotherapy, "I can help you, but but I have to give you a Virginia examination. And you all know the rest. This was reported in a daily newspaper. Megan Crafton had sexual intercourse with a 17-year-old person, and that is a female teacher who had sexual intercourse with a 17-year-old male student. That person can no longer seek public office. Jenna Ann Scourge had sexual intercourse with a 17-year-old student. That person cannot seek public office. Christiana, another school teacher, De La Rosario, had sexual intercourse, and I'm using the legal term, or I can say carnal knowledge, with a 15-year-old student. That person cannot seek public office. And I can call their names because they have been charged and convicted. So it's no longer an allegation. Marissa Anton had carnal knowledge, sexual intercourse with a 16-year-old student. Another teacher. That teacher cannot seek public office. And Barry, I'm speaking about teachers. I have a list of teachers here. I'm speaking about teachers who did not rape the student, but had sexual intercourse with the student. Breach of trust. Because a teacher is like the second parent
of a child. That's the guardian for the day.
Yeah. Let me continue. Alicia Gray, another school teacher, had sexual intercourse with a 14-year-old school teacher student. Alicia Gray cannot seek public office. Breach of trust and confidence. Ellen Nicole Tron had sexual intercourse with an underage male student. That teacher cannot seek public office. Cara Alexander, another school teacher, had sexual intercourse with a 17-year-old school student. That teacher cannot seek public office. Jessica Boyers had sexual intercourse with a 17-year-old student. Jessica Boyer cannot seek public office. Courtney Jarrell had sexual intercourse with a 17-year-old student. Cannot seek public office at all. And the list goes on and on of many school teachers who breach their trust with the students who are under their care. I have listened to many of the talk shows on various radio stations. And there's not a talk show host that is bold enough to discuss this topic as it relates to persons who are seeking public office. What you're hearing is that Gladiator should be sued. But sued for what? What should I be sued for when I'm speaking the gospel truth? If one is speaking the gospel truth, they cannot be sued for defamation, slander. This brings the question, according to facts, the political leader of the People's National Movement Party some years ago had sexual intercourse with a teenage girl. That is a fact. There are those who pray and pray but does not want to deal with that. There are those who call on radio and engage in commentaries. They defame the Prime Minister, they slander the Prime Minister, and they are entertained because it suits the ears of the mob, the sycophants, and the fanatics of the Pnm party, in which I am a member of. I said on national radio on diverse occasions, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley is unfit to be this country's Prime Minister. There was an interview published on TV6 this week in which Julian Rogers interviewed Rowley in a stage-managed interview. One would have expected that the bareback man would have cleared the air on the question of him having sex with a teenage girl. If one speaks about morality in public life, in public affairs, and the person that speaks about morality in public affairs does not clear the air to the nation, to the citizens of the republic, the whole issue involving himself having sexual intercourse with a teenage girl, the mere reason that he or she does not, that person is not fit to even volunteer to be a candidate for a constituency. Pnm Gat Allen. But let's hear it from the horse's mouth.
Since I went to school, but that is just, it used to be a secret something. I knew him since I used to go to school, and to tell you the truth, I always used to like him since I went to school, but that is just, it used to be a secret something.
That is the voice of Rosalind Allen. It always used to be a secret something with Rosalind Allen and the bareback leader. I am saying, and that is as I stated during the lunchtime period, as long as we could come to the understanding and the agreement that Gat Allen is Rowley's son, the mother of Gat Allen is Rosalind Allen, the same mother of Gat Allen is speaking about the days, this good old school days. And during those good old school days, it used to be a secret something. I did not release that video. The Women's League of the People's National Movement released the video. But because of what transpired this morning, I'm going to open up the lines early o'clock. Barry,
Sir.
Gemini,
Yeah.
did you all hear the voice of Rosalind Allen
Yeah, we heard it.
about the secret something?
What was the secret?
The lines are open. 622-9154, 628-1158.
And 718-874-3860.
Now, this is what they don't want the Gladiator to discuss. This is what they don't want me to expose.
Yeah.
Good evening, caller.
Yeah, good evening.
Sorry about that. Good evening, caller.
Okay.
Because... Good evening, caller. Good evening. Now, you heard me mention a list of names of teachers who cannot seek public office
In life.
In
For
life.
the rest of their life.
for the rest of,
Of
their life.
So they are sentenced to death for public office. Okay?
They cannot even think or entertain the idea of putting up their names to be a candidate. Good evening, caller.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm trying to call keep the program.
Daddy,
Yeah.
what was this secret something?
Well, let's hear it again. Let's hear it one more time. Let's hear it one more time.
What was this secret
Let's hear it one more
something?
time.
What was the secret?
Let's hear it one more time. not a student entertaining a secret something.
Well, Gladys, to be fair to some young...
Let me just clear these lines here and we can come back.
Yeah.
Just put a semicolon there.
Yeah, no problem.
Good evening.
Yeah, Gladiator President Gary. I
Yes.
understand every single thing you're saying, Gladiator, but let me tell you, the people have disrespected us, and just like over London said, we must punish them. I understand everything you're saying, okay?
Okay, I have no problem with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Good evening.
No, Gladiator, I understand what you're saying, but could you be sure that Rosalind was a minor according to the laws in Trinidad when she got pregnant? A minor is somebody under 18, isn't it right?
She was under the age of 18 years.
You have proof of that?
Based on her birth certificate.
Okay, great. I just wanted to
Thank
clarify
you.
that.
She was a teenager. And did you listen to what she said when she was going to
Yeah,
school?
I heard what you said. I heard what you
Okay,
said.
thank you. She was a teenager. She was not 18 years. She was not 19 years. She was not 20 years.
She was under the age
She
of
was a
18.
teenage girl.
Under the age of 18.
All right. Good evening, Colum.
Hello, good day.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, Gladiator, nice to get onto the program, man. I love this program.
All right.
Yes, Gladiator, I would like to know, what is the age difference between Dr. Rowley and this lady?
Gladys coming up with the documents. The Senior Counsel of Political Information.
Well, I have it right in the
That
manifesto.
man sent you in the documents here, but
But I know they will call and they will ask me, you know. I like it, eh? Rowley was born on October the 24th, 1949. Rosalind Allen was born in the month of September the 11th, 1952. Garth Allen was born on June the 19th, 1970. Break down the maths, Jim.
Right. Do the maths.
Do the maths.
Did you just not say June the 19th?
June the 19th, 1970.
Wow.
Which means she was 17 years.
Let me repeat it again, people. Rosalind Maria Allen. That's her whole name. Rosalind Maria Allen was born September the 11th, 1952. Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley was born the 24th of October, 1949. And what will make you do the maths is that Garth Allen was born on June the 19th, 1970. The sexual intercourse took place
Between the ages of 16 and 17.
No. 17 is when she bring forth it. She bring forth
That is
the
why I
child.
say 16 and 17.
You had to go a little deeper.
The 15.
Let me take this call before we go for and pay some bills here. Good evening.
You can be assured that we shall navigate safely through these turbulent times. The times call for taking full responsibility, as we always have, and ensuring that we put people and country first. In this way, we can confront our challenges, and together we will emerge stronger.
Lord, oh Lord, I cry. Please hear my prayer and I'll tell you why. Try and help my nation. My request is to conquer all racism. Lord, it means so much to me. We need 5 more years for the people. Free our hearts and our minds from these mental chains of this kid Rowley. Pnm was about money, power and greed, and they never helped to feed the ones who in need of a helping hand. But come along, have a plan and a vision. These are the days when we can chance tomorrow. Kamala is
our priorities by placing people and country first will keep us on a path to growth and progress. I remain steadfast in always listening to the collective wisdom of the people and will continue working to secure your lives and your well-being and to building a better future.
Lord, I'm not asking for much, but the hearts of my people I beg you touch. Lord, before it's too late, kids only should never see the front of your gate. Pnm irresponsible, and them know that their actions are despicable. Let them know that Kamala wears a crown, and with Kamala beside is where we belong. Pnm destroyed this land, and it's taking a toll. Causing history to be unfold. Over 40 years have passed, and still no action. The bottomless pit is where they belong. These are the days when we can chance tomorrow. Kamala is the way. These are the days when we must come together. People's partnership is the way. 'Cause these are the days. These are the days. These are the days. Let us pray. Father, won't you help us
History
now?
will record this period as one of our finest hours when we stood strong, made the right choices, exercised the right amount of restraint, held the right course, and indeed saw the right results. We have the capacity, we have the will, we have the passion to secure our future. We will emerge stronger. May God continue to bless you all, and may God continue to bless
Lord,
today.
the signs were there. Mass corruption was everywhere. And Pnm, yes, is his name. And cold heart left us in pain. Now the only way out is in people's partnership without a doubt. Pnm, they don't have a plan, so they can't govern this blessed nation. September 7th, just be aware the rising sun will be in the air. The trumpet and song, here comes yellow sun. There'll be a new dawn in this land. These are the days when we can chance tomorrow. Kamala is the way. These are the days when we must come together. People's partnership is the way. 'Cause these are the days. These are the days. These are the days of rain. These are the days. The signs of tomorrow will be the signs of today. These are the days. These are the days when the country must come together. Kamala is the way. These are the days. These are the days when the signs of tomorrow will be the signs of the day. These are the days. They have a vision and a plan to help this nation. These are the days. Lord bless our leader, Miss Kamala Pisasa.
I knew since I used to go to school, and to tell you the truth, I always used to like him since I went to school. But that is just, it used to be a secret something. I knew him since I used to go to school, and to tell you the truth, I always used to like him since I went to school. But that is just, it used to be a secret something.
minutes, 30 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. Earlier in the program, I read out a list of school teachers who breached their trust with their students. And those school teachers cannot seek public office. The office of Prime Minister is a public office.
Public life since 1980 on a PNM platform. I have been in Parliament since January 1987. I've fallen in love with a lot of girls.
I knew since I used to go to school, and to tell you the truth, I always used to like him since I went to school. But that is just, it used to be a secret something.
If you come forward to the political arena, come with clean hands. And once you are in the political arena, you are available to be questioned by every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago because you are managing their affairs.
I didn't say it. You heard it from the horse's mouth. 622-9154. 628-1158. 718-874-3860. Good evening. Good evening. Not there. I keep saying that Rowley cannot be leader of this country. Good evening. Good evening. The evidence is clear beyond the shadow of a doubt. Not Christopher, but God Allen is enough evidence. Good evening.
Gladiator. Good evening. I want Kamala Richmond.
Good evening, caller. The bareback man. I cannot understand why all over on Facebook there are pictures of the bareback man. All on Facebook, all over Facebook, people are posting up pictures of the bareback man. The public must be told of the truth. Good evening.
Oh.
All right, you ain't ready. Good evening.
Good evening. Who is the...
Now, when the evidence confronts you, you don't like the truth at all. And many of you walk with your Bibles, Old Testament and New Testament, Barry Garcia, under the arm. And they want to call in on radio stations all over TNT.
Let us pray.
And let us pray. They want to read this psalm and read that psalm. All hail the king. The African king.
The Biaba King.
But the Biaba king is not fit for office.
Because
he had sex
He breached the
with
trust
a
of
teenage girl.
school girl. He breached the trust of a school girl. And based on the evidence you put forward this afternoon of cases in precedent in law, all those teachers who had sex with teenage students cannot run for public office, and they are unfit to run for public office till death do us part.
But what I get to recognize now is there's a lot of teachers doing this thing now.
But it's a sick society we live in, and we can't afford to tolerate anyone who wants to aspire to hold the highest office in the land to be in that. And you see, what is even strange, what is even worse? I heard Jack Warner yesterday busting a mark that Kamla Prasad Bisesa ordered the special branch to doctor a report.
Let me go and pay some bills. Let me pay some bills.
Tonight I told you I want to speak to you about morality in public affairs. Morality in public affairs means when you have put yourself up to conduct public business, you have to subscribe to principles of morality and ethics, even if they are not written in law. Life since 1980 on a Pnm platform. I have been in Parliament since January 1987. I've fallen in love with a lot of girls.
I knew since I used to go to school, and to tell you the truth, I always used to like him since I went to school. But that is just, it used to be a secret something.
If you come forward into the political arena, come with clean hands. And once you are in the political arena, you are available to be questioned by every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago because you are managing their affairs.
Then if we are to take what you're saying, Barry and DJ Gemini, Rowley is simply saying that he of himself is not fit for public office.
Simple facts. Clear indication. But what is even more brazen with it? Jack Warner is putting the Prime Minister on trial for an issue in checking the background of Anthony Carmona, the President of Trinidad and Tobago, before he was elected, before he became president. And he's saying that the report came back where there was some issue about infidelity or something like that. Why is Jack Warner prepared to make that information available to the public about Kamla Prasad Bisesa and Carmona? He's willing to accept the fact that Rowley had sexual intercourse with a teenage girl. So if you say what Carmona did was morally wrong, then how serious it is what Rowley did? He breached the trust of a school child. And one must understand that this will come back to haunt us if God forbid that this man become Prime Minister of this country. And this is not an issue of whether you like Rowley or not. You are dealing with pertinent issues and facts. And it must be brought to the public domain because you have to be available to be questioned by every citizen of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago because you are managing their affairs.
But let's hear from the horse's mouth now. Let me hear from the horse's mouth.
Tonight I told you I want to speak to you about. I have been in public life since 1980 on a PNM platform. Tonight I told you I want to speak to you about. I have been in public life since 1980 on a PNM platform. I have been in Parliament since January 1987. I've fallen in love with a lot of girls.
I knew him since I used to go to school. And to tell you the truth, I always used to like him since I went to school. But that is just, it used to be a secret something.
If you come forward to the political arena, come with clean hands. And once you are in the political arena, you are available to be questioned by every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago because you are managing their affairs.
That's what the man is saying.
So therefore, Dr. Rowley,
You not saying it, Barry Garcia.
no, neither you.
Gladiator not saying that.
And he didn't borrow none of our mouths to make that comment.
No, he said it.
He ain't borrow Manning mouth. He ain't borrow Kamala mouth. He
Here
ain't borrow
it is.
Kennedy mouth.
A woman is saying when she was a teenager, when she used to go to school, she was in love with Rowley,
But it was a secret something.
but it was a secret something.
What was the secret? Is the secret
No,
that
but-
she was
but-
underage?
But that is the same girl who was impregnated with the child of Rowley,
But how
the
you sure?
teenage
How
girl.
you sure about that? Because Rowley hasn't said God Allen is his son.
He haven't said God Allen is
No,
his
he
son.
had, but Faris says so. It could be Faris.
The PNM Women's League said that.
Who led by Camille.
Yes, they called a press conference.
And they did that?
Wait, you can't remember the press
No, I
conference?
can't remember helping her.
Let me tell you something. They had an emergency press conference,
When that was?
and a lot of people, that was this year, when they had the no confidence motion against Rowley, the bareback leader.
All right, good. Proceed.
When they had the no confidence motion against the bareback leader, Balize House had a press conference. Faris Alwari, Camille Robinson Rage is the woman vice chairman and lady vice chairman of the PNM party, and they played a video,
Okay, I remember the video now.
and the video had the picture of Rosalind Allen
The gentleman
and
said-
Gat Allen.
That is Gat
Yes.
And they claiming that Roslyn and Gat is saying that Rowley is the child father and his father.
Yes. Wait, what happened there?
I just trying to clear up some cobwebs here.
No, but you ain't watch your boy face on Facebook?
Wait.
Have the same nose, the same everything.
Well, it used to be a secret something, so
But it was a secret something.
It used to be a secret something.
How can this man who held a secret something, because if it was a secret something, not only Rosalind Allen keeping the secret, Rowley keeping the secret too.
So what you are saying, that was a secret something. And around that same time, Rowley happened to land in Trinidad from Tobago. He happened to land in Trinidad. What may have caused him having to leave Tobago so hastily?
But even in the video recording with Rowley and Julian Rogers, at no time does Rowley acknowledge Gat Allen. He still mentioned about his two daughters. And I'm going to play the entire interview live on this radio station. People, when you all hear the interview, you will see clearly how that interview was stage managed. There was no tough question put to Rowley, unlike Aisha Welch, who had the Prime Minister sweating. And Aisha Welch asked strong question, but she was chastised. Whereby that stage managed interview with Julian Rogers. When you listen to that interview, it's all a farce. They're trying to remake the bareback man. Yes, no wonder why all over Facebook, everybody calling him the bareback leader of the PNM party.
But why, Gladiator, the question I will ask...
They even have pictures with him half naked.
Oh, God.
And all the muscles showing and all of this because, they what Anika Gums talk about.
The winkle and the twinkle?
Yes, they what Anika Gums talk about. But you know what happening? They go wait for other programs on other radio stations, including this one, and say we're bringing down the black leader, the African leader. But Barry, let me make it clear to all and sundry. I think I must have more African conscious books and African history books, more than many of them who just calling. I just see a lot of them calling David Mohammed and telling David Mohammed, keep a book for me, keep the Black Studies book, keep order the Black Study book for me. They ain't buying one book at all. It's a bunch of chatter. They like to hear themselves on radio, and not for hell they go in and buy a book.
But let me ask you a question.
I have one of the book in my vehicle, you know.
Have they ever read a book by Walter Rodney of Guyana? How Europe underdeveloped. Ask them if have they ever read Capitalism and Slavery. Have they ever read From Columbus to Castro? The Black Jacobins, Beyond Boundaries. You see, Gladiator, if they didn't pass through Woodford Square, they cannot labificate with you and I.
And that's why I have to come back here and deal with the analysis
of the paralysis.
No paralysis. Like the people. When I use a word, I am very careful with how I use a word, you know. You understand?
Because I didn't hear them calling and talking that that's right.
They are suffering from the paralysis in the analysis.
Yes.
You understand? Not me at all. There is no paralysis in my analysis. And what I have done, Barry, I have read out a list of names of school teachers
who cannot even think up the idea of holding public office.
Now look at this here. Megan Crafton. That lady was a school teacher. And she had sex with a 17-year-old student.
And that was the end of that.
In this case here, Rowley had sex with a teenage under the age of 17.
Yes.
The child was born in 1970. And when one do the checking back, it because she was at the age of 16 when sexual intercourse took place and when she became pregnant.
My God. And that is what we...
So that means...
And Rowley, the leader that want
Rowley,
to appointed people.
The bareback leader...
That bareback man.
Watch that teenage girl. Put her to lay down and had sexual intercourse. And you are telling me in 2015 we must forget that? Well, look what they want me to forget. If we are to forget that, Barry, then there should be no charges laid against a gentleman who had sex with a 5-year-old and a 16-year-old. That's one. If that is the case, the teenage boys who had sex with a girl under the age of 18 years, they drag her to the beach and they gang rape the girl. Had turns after turns and had sexual intercourse with the girl, the teenage girl. have so many documents here. And then about the gentleman who had sex with a young girl who went seeking psychotherapy. Then they should vie for public office. They should aspire to be our next prime minister. If we are to accept that Rowley must be given a chance to serve this country as Prime Minister of the Republic of TNT, then other persons who were involved in similar acts
must be given a pass also.
Must be given a pass. They should become a government minister.
And the police commissioner?
Commissioner of police. Even the president of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
They should be given a pass.
So the question that we're going to go to the public with right now, do you think that the bareback man should still offer himself to be prime minister of this country like other school teachers who had sexual intercourse with their students? Do you think so?
622-9154, 628-1158, 718-874-3860.
Good evening.
Yes, think out.
Good evening.
No, he had committed statutory rape.
Good evening.
Gladiator, and come out with risk.
Good evening.
Daddy, I said I'm trying to do the math. I'm trying to get these numbers right. Know what your mother was when she take math.
Good evening, caller.
Your mac.
Good evening, caller.
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Is this
You see, Gladys, when you get down to the nitty-gritty of the facts like that,
because they have
and when you do forensic unearthing of that facts and the methodology that you're using here on the radio to bring across your editorial, it's going to hurt a lot of people who feel Dr. Rowley is a messiah.
Because they don't want to hear the truth. The man himself, and I told people, whensoever he mounts the platform, stare him straight in his face and ask yourself the salient question. Watch him. Because he projects himself as a man of morality. He projects himself as a man of integrity. And he sends across the message, you can trust me as your prime minister. Make me your prime minister. At no time in that interview with himself and Julian Rogers Barry, he mentioned Garth Allen. At no time in that interview did Julian Rogers ask Rowley, let's clear the air.
Yeah, on Anika Gums.
Yes. Let's clear the air on Anika Gums.
Let's clear the air on Roslyn Allen and Garth
Let's
Allen.
clear the air on, yes, Roslyn Allen.
Because it's there and it needs to be spoken about.
At least he could have asked Rowley, for the sake of the listening public, is Garth Allen your son?
But you know why he can't answer that? And you know why he would never attempt to even answer that question? Because there is no statute of limitation to the offense he committed.
And I mean to say, at least have a national platform with all the Pnm candidates and come and confess to the nation.
Simple.
Yes, come and
Simple
confess.
and ask for forgiveness. Because Trinidad and Tobago is still a forgiving country.
Yes.
We're still a forgiving country.
And let the people decide on their conscience on the day of the election.
Precisely.
Come to the public.
And say this.
Mount the platform.
Yes, I made a mistake when I was a young man. All right?
Everybody does make mistakes.
And as a result of that, I had a son. But God knows it was never intentional to destroy that woman's life. And if that is what...
But I made errors.
I made errors just like everybody else. Everybody else make mistakes. But why you want to hide behind the mistake and make it look like you never did anything? You know what, Mr. Saint? You know what Keith Becker's an attorney at law told me once? And he's not the only attorney told me that. He said the only time they are attorneys, even Dexter Bailey told me that, would lose a matter is when the client lied to them. When the client lied to them.
And that is why I told the listening public this week, I say it is one thing that Faris Alwari and Michael Comina and the ballhead Rasta and Stuart Young and them is, well, they are attorneys. If it's one thing they cannot do,
is go before a court and lie.
Or mislead the court.
Deliberately and willfully mislead the court.
Anytime any one of them
does that,
mislead the court, they can lose their bar license. They can be suspended. Furthermore, anytime any one of them publicly lie to the public, I am going to write to the disciplinary committee and call on the disciplinary committee to discipline them. So they better not let me hear. Better not let Gladiator hear
that they was unfaithful to the truth.
Now, if Keith Rowley was an attorney at law,
you're breaking it already.
Now he claimed that he had ambition of being a journalist. Yeah, he had ambition of being a journalist in the interview with Julian Rogers. So you know, in the area of journalism, it calls for a lot of investigation. But here it is. When you mention, as I mentioned, the names of these teachers here, and let me go back over the names. It's not a question that you are a black person, and that once you are a black person, Gladiator, who's a black man, must support you in everything that you do. That is not the issue.
Well, then in that case, Manu Benjamin was a black man.
Yeah.
So then Manu Benjamin is a hero in black folklore.
A woman called David Mohammed program last night, and she said she was hurting to hear me trying to bring down a leader. Rowley is not a leader.
So wait now, she wasn't hurting when Rowley was bringing down Manning. But we will deal with that next week.
Yeah.
Proceed. We will deal with that next week.
Rowley, I mean, we weren't making them feel that Rowley's a leader. You cannot be a leader when you show no remorse. At least, you know, go to different schools and tell the children, I was a school teacher and I have a confession to make.
But why he would do that? He cannot do that because he said that this gentleman who lied before the ethics committee in the United States of America and was charged fined $68,000. He said it was okay to lie. He don't see nothing wrong with that.
Barry, let me say,
it is okay to lie.
Barry and Gemini.
Under Rowley law, it is okay to lie.
Barry, Gemini, if the bareback man come to the public tomorrow and he publicly confess his sins and tell the nation, I had this on my mind and I want to free myself from this troubling past, this dark past. I am asking you, the citizens, for your forgiveness.
Game, set, and match. Game, set, match.
I had sexual intercourse
with a student.
With a teenager. Now, I am not saying that he raped the girl. I am not saying that.
No.
I am dealing with the basic. I am dealing with the basics. He had sex with a teenager. And that's it.
Someone who was not an adult and who could have given consent to have sex.
And I am showing you a list of people, a list of teachers, not ordinary citizens. Megan Crafton was a teacher who had sex with a 17-year-old student.
Guardians of discipline.
Jenna Ann Scourge had sex with a 17-year-old.
Guardians of development.
And she was a teacher. Christiana De La Rocio had sex with a 15-year-old student.
Guardian of training.
Cara Dickey had sex sexual intercourse with a 14-year-old student.
Guardians of future leaders.
Marissa Anton had sex with a 16-year-old.
Parents of tomorrow.
Nikki Skowitz had sex with a 16-year-old.
Basic fundamental breach of trust.
School teacher Jennifer Virgil had sex with a 16-year-old girl.
Breaking the law.
Alicia Gray had sex with a 14-year-old student.
Breach the trust of the citizens of the country.
And you know, Barry, Gemini, you can go on the internet and you can look up for school teachers who breach their trust with students, and their names are all over the place. All over the place on the internet. Even though it happened years ago. Even though it happened years ago, Barry, Gemini, today, they still cannot offer themselves as a candidate. All right. In America, when you are a sex offender, every state that you go to, the law states that you have to report to the nearest police station where you're staying.
Nearest precinct where you live.
You must do that.
You must do that.
Failing to report is because any citizen can report that they now see a sex offender going in the hotel.
And you have to leave.
And you have to leave.
Have to leave the area.
Not only that, a sex offender cannot live near to a school.
And cannot be found within the vicinity of children. At no point in time.
In no public place.
No point in time.
That to show you how on the international level.
So wait now.
Because let me tell you,
we could be facing the possibility.
No.
We could be facing the possibility.
No.
That this man become prime minister and can't go to United Nations.
Well, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Come next week, I am going to draft a letter. And I'm going to draft that letter and deliver it to the United States Embassy, informing them that the leader of the People's National Movement had sexual intercourse with a teenager some years ago. I'm going to attach the data, the picture.
I think you should also send one to the United Nations.
I'm also going to attach it, a picture of Roslyn Allen and Garth Allen. I am going to write to the United States Embassy. Attached to it would be a picture of Rowley. I mean, I say, if they don't want to do something about it, I will be doing something about it. And I'll be calling on my attorneys to prepare a letter and send it to the United States Embassy. Furthermore, I am calling on the citizens of TNT to draft letters right to the United States Embassy. Send one to Barack Obama, the US President. Not only that,
send it to United Nations.
I am going to carbon copy one to the BBC News. I am going to send a carbon copy to CNN. I am also going to send a carbon copy to Fox News. It must be on record because I am not sitting by. Remain quiet, remain silent, and allow this man to be shoved onto the citizens of this country. So Barry, a letter will be sent out and also to the United Nations.
That's what I tell you. Make sure Ban Ki-moon has one in his hands. And
Let me see how many agree.
And send it to Dave Cameron too. Let the Prime Minister of England know. Because
Yes.
the Commonwealth people, the head of the Commonwealth was know about this man.
Yes.
That we cannot afford to bring this sick man to represent Trinidad and Tobago.
I am not saying that he's sick at all.
Because if he's lying about
I
it,
am saying that he needs to come and ask the citizens for their forgiveness.
so then Gladiator,
He needs to come.
Yeah, simple and
He
easy.
needs to come
what
and
will
clear the
prevent him
air.
from clearing the air?
I don't know.
Because all right,
That's
if he
something
hiding something from Roslyn about Roslyn,
something
what
like
it
it.
is went on with Anika Gums, there is something there about the man that is not natural.
Let's play the clip. Let's hear it.
Payback lover.
And that's why all on Facebook, they're calling him the bareback leader. Let's hear it.
Tonight I told you I want to speak to you about. I have been in public life since 1980 on a PNM platform. I have been in Parliament since January 1987. I've fallen in love with a lot of girls.
I knew since I used to go to school, and to tell you the truth, I always used to like him since I went to school. But that's just, it used to be a secret something.
If you come forward to the political arena, come with clean hands. And once you are in the political arena, you are available to be questioned by every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago because you are managing their affairs. Tonight I told you I want to speak to you about. I have been in public life since 1980 on a PNM platform. I have been in Parliament since January 1987. I've fallen in love with a lot of girls.
I knew since I used to go to school, and to tell you the truth, I always used to like him since I went to school. But that's just, it used to be a secret something.
If you come forward to the political arena, come with clean hands. And once you are in the political arena, you are available to be questioned by every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago because you are managing their affairs.
3 minutes. Going up to the hour of 8 o'clock. Barry, DJ, Gemini. The last time I wrote a letter to the United States Embassy was in the matter dealing with the Rodney King affairs. And I protested outside of the United States Embassy. Myself and a lot of people, we stood outside.
1992.
Yeah, when we went up by the U.S. Embassy and we protested outside. And I prepared a letter and hand-delivered it to the ambassador. In this letter here, the U.S. ambassador is to be aware that Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley had sex with a teenage girl. The Embassy of Canada will also get a copy of that letter. Because I don't want that we make the mistake and allow this man to become prime minister, and when he goes all over the world, is then somebody coming to blackmail him. No. We have the chance to avoid it. And I'm telling citizens of the Republic, this will be my topic right through. If you all feel I'm going to let up on it, I will be discussing this right through as we make our way up to the election day. The world must know that this man who's aspiring to be Trinidad and Tobago's next prime minister had sexual intercourse with a teenage girl. And as a result of that, he is unfit to be the country's next prime minister. This bareback leader. Who all over Port of Spain, everybody calling him the bareback leader. All on Facebook, the bareback leader. On radio stations, the bareback leader. Don't vex with Gladiator. If another person takes over the leadership between now and next week or election day, well, Gladiator will change his mind. And guys, I can tell you, I am going to vote for the PNM party. But not when you have a man who had sex with a teenage girl. Well, people, it's 8 o'clock and we are out of here until tomorrow. Any final comment from you?
Yes, man. All God's wonderful blessings through the night. And may each and every one of you get to your home safely. And who inside, may God protect you.
Well, I just want to tell the people of Sour Barataria it's all about zero tolerance this elections here. Do not tote no feelings. Do not hold no grudge against no one. It's just election time and do the right thing. Yours truly, Jamani out.
Thank you. U.S. Embassy, the letter is coming. British Embassy, the letter is coming. Canadian Embassy, the letter is coming about a leader, the bareback leader, who had sex with a teenager.